Hey guys, Wakanda forever. How you guys doing? It's me, it's your girl, it's Queen Said And today I wanted to do a video for you guys about something that somebody asked me that really entertained me. It said, what is it like for an Aquarius to date an Aquarius? Now, this question is pretty interesting because usually when a person dates their own sun sign, it's pretty spectacular, okay? So I'm gonna give you an example. All right, so Aquarius and Aquarius. The first issue you have with Aquarius and Aquarius is, are they positive or negative Aquarius? Every zodiac sign has a positive and a negative. If you can think of any sign, you can think of someone you know who's in that sign who's really negative, and somebody who embodies more so of the positive aspects, and maybe even a person who's kind of in the middle. So it depends on that if the Aquarius and the Aquarius can make it. And it probably pretty much depends on that with many other signs too. The reason why I say that is because of this. A long time ago, I dated a negative Aquarius, pessimistic, and she embodied all the negative signs of Aquarius. So I'm going to be telling on us here. Aquarius are really good people. We have some good signs. We have some good tendencies, some good characteristics in our sign, such as humanitarian energy. A lot of Aquarius are humanitarians. A lot of Aquarius are very kind. Aquarius usually aren't fighters. Those kind of things. But just like any other sign, we also have negatives. Aquarius can be very detached. Very detached. Some of the times it's actually helpful for us anyway. The Aquarius can also be diabolically evil. I have met some Aquarius that was on some serious treachery. So, in our negative form, some of us can be very treacherous and very sneaky and very good at it. You won't even know. You were like, her, really? Really good at it. So, if you're dealing with, if you're a negative Aquarius and you get with another negative Aquarius, you basically have a bomb. You have two people who are in their negative, who are in their detached, who were in their chaotic, who were in their treacherous, and they're both going to pretty much destroy others and probably each other eventually. This is a really negative combination. You got two people who are really diabolical, really smart, really sometimes petty, and they will go at it with each other for quite some time. This is a combination that could be really, really bad. The negative Aquarius that I dated, she was really negative at a time when I was trying to be positive. I was trying to learn positive thinking. This is the very beginning of my spiritual journey. And when I met this person, and I didn't know about all this kind of stuff back then. I knew a little bit, but not enough for it really to be as effective as it does help me now. So with this individual, she was very negative, very pessimistic, very aggressive. Aquarius can be very aggressive. We're ruled by two masculine planets, not one, two. Uranus and Saturn are both masculine and they both rule Aquarius. So even if you have an Aquarius woman like myself who looks very feminine most of the time, there's still some masculine energy going on underneath the surface. Always. I don't care who the Aquarius woman is. If she is a stereotypical Aquarius, there's some masculine energy that is really heavy on her. So when I was dealing with this negative Aquarius, with her masculine energy, my masculine energy, she was in her negative, really wasn't trying to be more positive. I was trying to figure out how to get out of, being swamped by negativity and trying to be like, okay, I want a better life. I want a happier life. What do I do? So as I was learning and seeking, she was doing her best to hold me back and just being horrible, like just horrible. So I ended up kicking her to the curb and moving on. But what I wanted to say is that it was because our vibrations didn't match. I can't have somebody who's trying to learn to be positive, trying to uplift themselves, and somebody else who sees nothing wrong with being in the gutter. emotionally and mentally. So that was a bad combination. Aquarius did not work. Now, if you have two negatives will probably kill each other and everyone around them. But this is where the good news comes in. If you get two positive Aquariuses together, they might save the world. At least they're going to try to. They're going to try their best anyway. And when you put them together, oh my God. An Aquarius who's in their positive energy, of humanitarian energy, of spiritual energy. Most Aquarius are what I call on the path of salvation in their positive form. I call it salvation because one of my favorite songs, one of the lines is, look at this man still looking for salvation. And ever since I heard that line the first time on that song, it's called Don't Know Much. Ever since I heard that line on that song, I've said that's the Aquarius. Always looking for salvation. We're always looking to be, looking for spirituality in different ways. I mean, traditional, non-traditional. We're always looking for spirituality. We're always looking for salvation all the time. The positive Aquarius that I've come across, even some of the negative ones. I know a very negative Aquarius who is always going to church, trying to find salvation, going to the pastor. And I'm like, these two things don't really coexist. But I don't think she's figured that out yet. But the fact that she's seeking, I'm like, okay, maybe she'll find it. That's good. As long as you're looking, maybe you'll find it. So spirituality is something that is very important to the Aquarius usually. So if you have a positive Aquarius who's seeking salvation, seeking spirituality, trying to be a good person, being a humanitarian, being about their business, because we are very much about our business, and staying out of trouble, staying out of negativity, staying out of drama, staying out of treachery, staying away from the negative aspects of Aquarius as much as they possibly can. These two people will do well together. These two people may start a foundation together. These two people may do charity work together. These people might just travel the globe helping people. They might be, get lots of money and then start giving to charities. These two kinds of people are going to be very generous. They're going to really be good in that aspect. So their energy is going to flow rather nicely. The only problem is that they're still going to have a tremendous amount of masculine energy on them. And they're going to have to balance that with feminine energy. And, it's going to be their fights, if they have fights. Aquarius, we really don't like to fight. But if we do get into a disagreement or if we're angry with each other, it's usually the silent treatment. So these two are just not going to talk to each other. They're just going to shut down and not talk. And that's not good either. They really should communicate. So there are going to be some issues in this relationship if they're positive or not, such as the shutdown. The detaching, as I will call it, that could be a major issue when dealing with the Aquarius and the Aquarius. So again, if you have two positive Aquariuses, you do have the potential for a good relationship. You're just going to have to be really careful with the communication. When you're angry, you're going to have to find ways to open and to talk and to not shut down. That's going to be very important in maintaining this relationship, in any relationship really. But this one is really important because, like I said, these two are prone to shutting off. These two are prone to detaching. These two are prone to just, crawling into their shell and not talking to each other, even if they live together. So it's not something that you really want to do. So in that particular case, yeah. And then, like I said, with the aggression, these two people are pretty assertive, pretty aggressive, and they're going to have to learn how to treat each other. And when they have arguments, they're going to have to learn how to compromise, which in any relationship. So these two really could work. They could be a light to the world, actually. It just depends on where they are in their state of personal evolution. Like I said before, if they're negative, it's going to be a disaster. I've seen, like I said before, I was, in that situation, but I've also seen other Aquarius. I've seen other negative Aquarius try to make it, and they had a great sex life. They had a lot of fun together too, because there's an uninhibited nature to the Aquarius. So if you get two of them together, they're having fun, they're dancing, they're open-minded, they're traveling. Those kind of things would be really good until something goes wrong. That's the problem. And then, like I said before, with the two that are negative, they're going to be pretty diabolical, and they're going to start a lot of stuff. An Aquarius who is immature or who is evil, they will get you. An Aquarius will come up with a diabolical plot in 2.2 seconds and act it out, and nobody even knows. An Aquarius won't tell nobody what they're doing. We're not the kind of person usually that's going to get caught because we ran our mouth. And Aquarius ain't gonna tell you nothing. Gonna tell you nothing. It's just gonna happen one day, and you be like, "You've been plotting this for 3 years?" Like, yeah, they have been. So if you, like I said, if you get two of them together that are negative, they could really do some damage to the world, and it is not cute at all. You always want to deal with an evolved Aquarius. An evolved Aquarius is still a little bit aggressive. There's a lot of bossiness in that energy, and we don't do it on purpose. All of us, the ones of us who know better. I personally am very conscious of it, and I try to draw it back in myself. But it is what it is. I mean, it really is something that's difficult to draw back if that's how you are. If your energy is like that, your energy is just like that. So I do my best to draw it back because I'm not, nobody's mama to be yelling at them, telling them what to do. So somebody once told me, he said, Aquarius are always telling people what to do. And I'm like, yeah, we pretty much do. It's not really because we think we know better than other people most of the time. Sometimes it is that. And sometimes it's just the fact that we trying to look out. We trying to help you, It's nothing worse than, me knowing information and not sharing it with somebody that might be able to use it. To an Aquarius, that's a sin. If we got some information and we know somebody that can use it and we don't pass it on, it's because we don't like you and we just don't want to give you the information. But if we like you, we care about you, that kind of thing, we're going to give you the information. And it's up to you to let Aquarius know if you don't want it. That's really the bottom line. So yeah, if you're an Aquarius and you've met an Aquarius and you're fancying them, that first thing you need to figure out is if they're positive or negative and where you are in that spectrum. So if you're a positive person drawn to a positive Aquarius, you might have a pretty good match there. If you're a positive Aquarius drawn to a negative Aquarius, you're not going to stay around them because their vibration is going to be very angry, very aggressive. Their negative energy, they like the one I know one, I grew up with her, and she always plotting. Like when she come in the room, you can feel the energy. She looking at this one, looking at that one, and it's the look on her face that lets you know she plotting. And you never know what she's plotting until she's done it. All our lives, whatever she was plotting on, I could always, being an Aquarius, I could always tell that she was plotting. I could tell from across the street, but you never quite know what the girl was plotting until she executed it. Then it's like, oh God, now we got to deal with this. She kept confusion going. She kept treachery going. She kept fights going. And she's older than me by quite a lot. And she's still like that. Whenever I hear people telling me stories about her shenanigans, it's still the same stuff. She never really evolved past that. So, when you come across a negative Aquarius, it can be really, really nasty energy, bottom line. So you want to make sure that it's a good person, and if it is somebody that is on the positive side, then you do have a good chance at something. You just have to make sure that those communication issues are addressed up front, that you talk about them, you keep the lines of communication open. You have to try to figure out who's the chief and who's the Indian, and if you're both going to be the chief, you're going to have to work that energy out. Certain things like that are going to need to be worked out. But other than that, it really would be a really nice vibration. So that's the Aquarius and the Aquarius. I don't know too many couples who are Aquarius and Aquarius, to be honest with you, that have actually made it. Like I said, my relationship with the Aquarius was a disaster. An absolute disaster. I don't even want to see her ever again. And that happened like 15 years ago. And her energy, like I saw her like driving down the street before I left the States. And I was just like, ugh. Like I don't even want to like say hello. Like I don't even want to go back to that. In my mind, I don't even want to go there. Because it was a really hard time for me, and I was trying to find my way, and I was with somebody who was doing everything she could to knock me off the path. So Thank God I finally figured that out. So that's the Aquarius and the Aquarius. And let me know what you guys think. Okay? See you later. Deuces.